Hello! Today I wanna talk about Gloomhaven, a cooperative dungeon crawler game with a lot of scenarios, very interesting campaign, and in my opinion one of the best board games ever made, and it's a great digital adaptation. I would be walking through tutorials, explaining some mechanics, and seeing all of this in action. If you like games which have like a lot of complex rules, take a lot of time to master, and like not afraid of spending a lot of time on it, this is a game for you. Let's jump right into tutorial for basics. So
Welcome, Guildmaster. I'm the guild trainer.
let's listen
and
to
I'm here
them.
to guide you through setting up your own mercenary guild. Let's start with you guiding the brute through this first tutorial.
Yeah, so here we got some map. It usually would be consisting of several rooms separated by doors and hexagon tiles. Here we have one of the characters, and this menu would show several cards you can pick. So like let's talk about cards. So they allow you to do some actions. Usually like upper part is some kind of attack, lower part is some kind of movement. So you can also like use Q and E to rotate the thing, and you use WASD to move the camera. And here, yeah, we only get like sample set of cards. So let's check them out. So you can also notice that there is some number here, and some like a bunch of keywords. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so here that talks about these controls we just talked through. Yeah, so we talk about this ability cards. So yeah, we get the cards for this mercenary, and these are some subset of actual cards used for the game. Yeah, so right now, yeah, it like kind of locks us in with what we can do. So but here it shows current initiative. Initiative can be a number from I think 1 to like 99, and it determines the order in which characters go. Now we have only brute, so there is not much to do. But if there are like multiple characters or enemies, then this initiative determines the order. So yeah, let's see. Yes, I grab and go. Yeah, it doesn't let us like play around with it, so we'll just do end selection. Yeah, so we can select one bottom part and one top part. Yeah, so yeah, let's use that. Like one more note is like so this also seems like move 4, jump, and more attack, so then, like this is also gives us 2 experience, but it has this symbol. It means we're not just gonna discard it and potentially reuse this card later. It just goes directly to the burn pile, and it reduces effectively how many turns we can take in the game, so you can need to use them with caution. So yeah, let's see what game tells us to do. So we can just do like straight movement and open door, use 3 out of the movement. Yeah, so here we have an enemy, it's a red bar. Yeah, so let's see. Bandit has actually, note that Bandit has like more like faster initiative than us, but we gotta finish our turn because we just entered the room. So move 1 and attack 3. So let's see. Yeah, so let's finish the movement. And now attack. time to attack. Yes, so it's attack 3. Pierce, it gets us through shields. Means we can ignore up to 2 shields. But this enemy currently doesn't have any. So it's just gonna be attack 3. Confirm targets. And there is attack modifier. So we have a deck of those. Usually they just modify your attack value by some number from like usually it's like 0 or maybe +1, -1, or like maybe you can vary a little bit. There are also 2 special ones which you would typically use double, just double whatever the number is, or like nullify, which means like you just don't do any damage. Yeah. So and then turn. Bandit guard. Yeah, so melee attack for 3 damage. So he ignores the movement and just gonna attack us. Modifier 0. So yeah, we have some options. We can just receive damage, or we can burn some cards to not receive damage, but lose some potential for what we can do later. Yeah, so if, yeah, it says if basically the character gets to like 0 or less, the character is exhausted and can no longer act in the scenario. And if all the characters in the scenario are exhausted, your scenario is lost, and you can retry, but yeah, but that's not pleasant. You can burn 2 discarded cards, but yeah, you can no longer recover it. If you burn, you would have no cards after the following turn, and it could be exhausted because we start with like very few cards. And then you can burn 1 available card, and all cards are discarded, so we cannot use it. So of course, like priority would be just receive damage is usually the best, unless it's like, I don't know, like 20 damage and you are at like 22 HP or something like that. But burn card 1 is usually better, and 2 discarded cards is like last resort. Yeah, so we just take damage. So now we talk about rest. Rest is like how you recover the card. So basically we cannot select 2 new cards right now, so we need to rest. Short rest, we just like burn a random card. And long rest, we can choose which card to burn, and we like even heal 2, but we kind of skip the turn. We act with initiative 99, and enemies can attack us still. Yeah, so it basically says us indeed that we shouldn't choose long rest. Yeah, so let's pick short rest. Are you sure? Yes. So grab and go. It's actually a perfect card for us to lose right now, because next turn we can pick Provoking Roar with initiative 10, which is like very low, and we are most likely gonna go first. And right now we don't really need to move anywhere. And let's see, so it's now red, so it's like we can no longer use it in this scenario. There are some characters and abilities which can recover these cards, but it's pretty unique, so generally it's just gone. So, but these cards are now returned, so yeah, basically let's try to move as quickly as possible. Provoking Roar and Trample. And selection. Okay, so so they draw their cards. Similarly, they have some deck of some like different cards which can be picked with like various abilities. So Bandit has initiative worse than ours, and we can continue. So here it actually tells like top half of Trample, and it's generally would be better choice because it gives us more attack. At the same time, like if we had more cards, it is like actually this card may be not bad as well, because it disarms enemy and it cannot attack us next turn. So we would get another turn where we can attack the enemy. So for example, if we like attack 3 and we had more cards and we like draw like nullify, then like basically we can get screwed. But this is tutorial, so let's just do this. Yeah. So, and then enemies drop some gold. So there are loot abilities, so if we had this loot ability we could like just like get some gold or like chests around us. So yeah, how can we get the gold? Because we don't have like any move on the lower card. So there is default action. Default action for top one we can just choose attack 2 instead of whatever it says here, and the bottom one we can choose move 2 instead of whatever it says here. So let's do default one and move to this gold, confirm movement, and then we want to skip remaining movement because, well, we want to end up on this square and get the gold.
Great work. Not only did you vanquish the lone bandit, you managed to pick up a few pieces of gold. With the basics covered, it's now time to introduce you to some slightly more dangerous scenarios.
All right. Let's see. So let's do this one.
Welcome to your first training mission. You've learned the basics, but now you must help the gravely wounded brute deal with a bandit archer elite, a stronger enemy with greater stats than normal. With only a single hit point remaining, any amount of damage getting through will cause the brute to become exhausted. As such, you will have to avoid any incoming damage by burning cards. For the sake of training, the attack modifier decks will all be +0s, so don't worry about those for now.
Yep.
Your objectives to start are: take down the archer with a single attack. Loot the gold she drops. Now surely you can handle that.
Okay, so let's see what we have here. Let's actually take a look at the map. So there's a treasure chest and there are some traps which just do 1 damage. And archer has 6 HP. So we have shield bash. That's not useful for our purposes. Spare dagger. Good thing about it is we have attack 2 in the bottom half of the card. And overwhelming assault, it's attack 6. It's a burn card, but for the purposes of the training we can just use that and get rid of the archer. And then grab and go is like we already encountered this. It's been a loot. So, and actually here we wanna do like low initiative, because we don't really care about like shield bash top. We can just use movement to get the gold, and we're gonna use overwhelming assault because the basic game tells us what to do. But note that like in general getting rid of a card permanently just for attack 6 maybe not as good, but we lack better options, or like tutorial limits us in what to do. Yeah, so see, archer actually attacks us, and we couldn't have done anything better. Yeah, so we need to burn a card. So spare dagger or grab and go. I don't know what next would be needed for this scenario, if anything. Completed it long time ago, so yeah, but I think modifier decks would be all 0, so we should just win. So yeah, let's just do something. Creates a trap. Yeah, so let's do overwhelming assault.
Overwhelming assault is a powerful card, but such power comes at a cost. Actions like overwhelming assault's top half, with the flaming card icon in the corner, cause the card to be burned once used, meaning you can't use it again in this scenario. Time to grab that gold.
Yes, so we again use a default one. from the movement, skip movement, and then the turn to pick this up.
Good job. With no enemies left and your objectives complete, the scenario normally would have ended already, leaving that chest behind. However, for the sake of training, I'm going to set you another objective. Loot the chest. Before you rush headlong into that trap, you might want to heal up a bit first. I'd suggest taking a long rest, which will let you heal too, and recover enough discarded cards, allowing you to withstand the 2 damage from the trap and reach the chest.
Yep. So let's see. So yeah, we anyways need to rest, like no matter what we would do, because with 1 card we cannot pick it, and yeah, long rest is indeed a good choice. So let's heal, and here it actually doesn't matter. Let's probably discard Shield Bash and return. So, and then let's do this. So yeah, we just do some movement to the chest. Yeah, we take the damage. And we just need to do select top, skip attack. Note that if there is a burn here, select default action. Sometimes we just don't want to attack or anything, but like don't accidentally like burn the card. Yeah, so we got boots, so that's an item. Items basically boost some of your like abilities.
Oh, those boots of striding will come in handy next time you need a little extra mobility. Right, on to the next part of your training.
Okay. Let's see. Light on the feet. Command skills. You learn to take down a bandit archer. Need some extra help to get across those nasty traps. Alright. Let's see what we have.
You've learned about the basic attack and move abilities, but this time we're going to use some abilities with additional effects. A move action with a jump effect will help you here. Jump allows you to cross tiles containing obstacles or enemies, and even move over traps without triggering them, provided you can reach an empty hex to land on. Those boots of striding you picked up last time can be used to increase a move ability by 2 hexes. That'll enable you to get up close and personal this turn. You don't have the damage to take her out in one go, but if you act fast, you could apply the disarm condition to her before she can attack.
Yep. So that's what I talked about a bit earlier.
Use a jump movement to get across the traps unscathed. Disarm the archer before she attacks.
Okay, so yeah, we need to go fast. We already learned that archer can have like initiative 14. And anyways, we want the disarm. Let's see what we can do. So, grab and go doesn't have jump, and we would like get damage. It's 3 damage now, so we're just gonna have to burn cards. We cannot reach archer anyways. And we already have some like discarded or like burned cards here. So leap and cleave is perfect, but it only brings us 3. So we jump over this trap but end up in this, and we're gonna use boots. So yeah, let's do this. Yeah, archer is gonna shoot, but initiative is 44, so we go first. So yeah, so we click on these boots to like go farther. We're not gonna utilize everything, but we just end up near archer, skip movement, and now attack with disarm. Okay. And bandit archer cannot attack us anymore.
You did it. Not only did you get a decent hit in with provoking roar, but thanks to the disarm condition you applied, the archer couldn't attack for the turn.
Yep.
She's low on health now, so you should be able to finish her off. Your objectives this turn are: kill the archer, jump over the traps, and loot the chest. I want you to achieve both this round.
Okay, so remember the short rest. The long rest may however takes a whole turn, and since you instead of selecting the ability cards, can start initiative 9. You're not gonna help you with this round. Yes, of course. So let's see. Short rest. Overwhelming assault. Yeah, this is actually perfect because we can use leap and cleave to jump and provoking roar to destroy the archer. Basically, there is another mechanic. You can just redraw once and take a damage. So it's basically a gamble to get another card and keep this card. So yeah, basically, if for this purposes, Leaping Cleave is something we need. So if you like try to discard it, we need to take this damage. The Overwhelming Assault should be fine. By the way, note that we have this card, we can just push Archer into the trap, but we don't really need this. So yeah, so let's do this. Yeah, Provoking Roar should be enough, and Leaping Cleave to grab the chest. Yeah, again, initiative is really important. And let's get the chest. Healing potion. Perfect. Yeah, it basically does what it says.
A rest, stab, and a jump right onto the chest. Nicely done. That potion will surely be of use in the missions to come.
Uh-huh. Yep. So, and let's see.
To be a successful guildmaster, you need to pay close attention to enemy actions and try to plan your moves around them. Just one simple objective for you this time. Don't get attacked. You'll have to start over if an enemy manages to land a hit. You'll need to escape this room by opening the door in front of the brute. But remember that enemies in the next room will also get to act this round. My advice? Act quickly, looking carefully at what actions the enemies are going to take. I've set it up so that you should be able to find a safe place to stand, out of reach from all enemies. Let's see if you can survive.
Okay, so yeah, act quickly means basically choose Provoking Roar, and this is indeed like really good. So we need to not get attacked for 2 rounds. Let's see what we have. So now we would need to move 2 to get to this room, but we need to get Grab and Go here, because it gives us more flexibility into choosing like where to stand back. Of course, it's possible that there is like a traps on this side like immediately, but then we can like just step back. Okay, so let's do Provoking Roar and Grab and Go. Okay, so let's see what they do. So move 1 and attack 3 in range 3. So it's just gonna attack us, basically, so it's gonna like move closer to us, maybe here or here, and reach us here, but not here. But these bandits move 2, attack 2, so this bandit is gonna reach us here. So yeah, we need to get to the next room. And so this bandit covers this area, so basically we cannot stand in any of these places. And this archer is gonna come on, so this covers this area, and everything here is covered by this guard. So yeah, we definitely have to move to the next room. Okay, so let's see. And can we do it? Do we have any boots? So this bandit is gonna move to attack 2. So can we just stand in the doorway? Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do, because then this is gonna move 1, attack 3. Yes, skip movement and attack with disarm. Skip attack. You can drink the potion, why not? Maybe that's actually been a mistake. So now it's actually one scenario where it's like it was actually better to use the other card.
Excellent. You eluded the enemies in both rooms. Opening a door will always add more enemies to deal with, so make sure you're prepared for that when opening doors in future scenarios. Just one more round of bandit dodging to complete the mission. You'll find it tricky to locate a safe space this time. Perhaps you could try preventing an attack to survive?
Yeah. Okay. So, let's see what we can do. Definitely short rest. Yeah, Grab and Go. Yeah. So we can discard, burn this. And we're gonna use like Provoking Roar. And probably Leaping Cleave. We're just gonna attack or like end up on this side. So move 2, attack 2 in range 3. So let's see. yeah, we're still gonna go first, so this move 2, yes, is not gonna reach us, but this bandit's not gonna reach us, and this one we disarm, so... And disarm. Okay. And brute turn. And they're coming. And we won.
Excellent stuff. You're well on your way to becoming a professional. And how about that disarm? Pretty powerful condition, eh? That and a nice low initiative of 10 makes provoking roar a really nifty ability for getting out of nasty scrapes. One more test, and then I think you'll be ready to start exploring the world and recruiting mercenaries to our guild.
Alright. And let's check one more. It's gonna be attack modifiers. We briefly talked about this. So let's see how it does.
Let's talk about attack modifiers. So far in your training, characters have always drawn a +0 attack modifier, meaning their attacks have always dealt the exact damage value specified on the cards. This is not normally the case. In real scenarios, for each attack, the character will draw an attack modifier which influences the damage dealt. These can increase the damage by +1, +2, or ×2, decrease by -1, -2, or ×0, or leave the value unaffected, as you've seen with a +0. You can see the contents of a character's modifier deck by hovering over any character. Note that unlike player characters, all monsters share a single attack modifier deck. For this training scenario, these archers have just 2 attack modifiers remaining in their decks. ×2 and ×0. We want them to draw the ×0 to deal no damage, and we're going to give them disadvantage to ensure that. Ranged attacks have disadvantage when their target is on an adjacent hex. This forces the attacker to draw 2 modifier cards instead of just 1, and the worst result is selected. As these archers only have 2 modifiers remaining, if they attack with disadvantage, they will draw both, but be forced to choose the ×0 over the ×2 as the worst result, dealing no damage. You can see when disadvantage will apply from the flashing purple symbol next to the health bar. You can only disadvantage one archer here, so kill the other with a ranged attack. Should be easy, as the Brute's attack modifier deck is full of +1s for this mission. Your objectives are: stand next to one of the archers to give her disadvantage, kill the other archer with a ranged attack.
Alright, let's see what we have here. So yeah, we have the spare dagger, so that's basically what he was talking about, and we need to get to one archer, so we can probably go with like either one. Yeah, I think like Leaping Cleave can be useful for just regular attack, so I'm gonna select this. Yeah, so we're going first, so we're gonna stand near one of the archers. Probably move here closer to the chest if we actually need to pick it up later. Yeah, so normally it's not enough, but yeah, now yes, of course we have this. Let's drink the potion. Yeah, so no attack.
See how she drew both the ×0 and ×2 modifiers? Disadvantage forced her to draw 2 attack modifiers and use the worst one. You also saw how your attack with spare dagger drew a +1, thus dealing 4 damage total to take down the other archer. Your final objectives are: kill the remaining archer, loot the chest.
Okay, yeah, so definitely we're going to do short rest, which we're gonna do most of the time. Grab and go is actually fine because yeah, we have Leaping Cleave. At the same time, yeah, what do we want? Yeah, we have boots, so it should be fine. Spare dagger and Leaping Cleave. Yeah, so archer is gonna just barely not attack us first. So let's see. We can do either one. I think we can, but we're gonna get disadvantage for brute if we do spare dagger. But our attack deck is filled with +1s, so we can just do that. Or actually, well, we're gonna do this. Just seems like more like actual to what you're gonna do in the real scenario. Yeah, so we get an item.
Nice. The heater shield should help you soak up some damage. You've finished your basic training missions. Time to introduce you to the other mercs and get you exploring.
Okay. Yeah, so there are more tutorial missions, but I'm not gonna cover them just at the moment. And another thing here, yeah, Guildmaster is a special mode, campaign is like main campaign. There is also Joseph the Lion, a DLC or like side campaign, and there is solo scenarios and multiplayer mode. So, but that's gonna be it for now. So thanks for watching.